Hey YouTube, welcome to this week's video. This week I'd like to show you how to change electrical sockets in your home. Again, we really appreciate you guys watching content. We invite you to subscribe so we can keep putting out content in the future. Let me change the camera, and as always I'll show you what we're going to be using for the video and we'll get started. Alright guys, here's what we're going to be using in this week's video. I'll take you guys from right to left. You're going to have some sort of cover for your outlet. There's a million possibilities, just find what you like. You're gonna have to have some sort of outlet. In this case, I'm using what they call a GFCI outlet, and that's what these labels are for here. They're for labeling the outlet. It's just good rule of thumb, you're supposed to be doing that, and we'll get more into that as the video continues. You're gonna have to have some sort of screwdriver. I just have a ratcheting type, and I got a Phillips and a flathead style. We're gonna need them both, so just see what you need in your case. I have two things to read voltage from when we shut the breaker off. I'll go over both. It's general rule of thumb, you always want to check voltage. I wouldn't just shut the breaker off and start going into an outlet without ensuring that you have no electrical source coming to that outlet. So we'll go over those more in depth as we go into the video as well. So let me just readjust the camera. I'll bring you guys down to the outlet we're going to change and we'll get going. Alright guys, before we get started, I'd like to go over one of these voltage readers that I was talking about previously, and that is going to be this one here. It's what a lot of manufacturers call a smart detect or smart alert, or there's a lot of different options out there, but what it does is detects voltage that radiates from your power source. So as you can see, it has one button on it, real easy to use. I'm going to click the button, you can hear it beep. That means it's turned on, and then I'm going to move it towards the outlet. And as you can see, or hear rather, it's detecting that power source, and as I move it away, it goes away, and as I get closer, it turns back on. So this is a very quick and easy way to test. Now I will say that what I'm going to show you after we actually get this outlet out, this is, to me, is good enough to where I can go turn my breaker off. Now when I get this outlet out, I'm actually going to get my voltmeter out, and I'm going to put both leads on the actual outlet to ensure that there is no power before I put my screwdriver and contact it with the outlet. So to me, this is good enough to be able to go turn the power out, or to turn the breaker off, and then when I come back after I have turned the breaker off, I will use it one more time to ensure that the power is off. But then just to double check myself, I will get my voltmeter out and put the leads on the outlet to ensure that there is 0 volts coming through the reader. So let's get ready to go turn the breaker off. We'll check it one more time and then we will continue the video. Okay guys, I went and turned the breaker off for what we think is for this outlet here. Now, while the lights did go off in this room that I had on, and the power source that we were using now, I ran an extension cord from another room so I could run a lamp here. So we think that this outlet is off. I'm going to grab our smart detector one more time. I'm going to click the button, move it towards. As you can see, we have no sound. So I'm going to go ahead and take this outlet off, but I'm going to have my voltmeter ready for when I pull it out very carefully. We're going to test it to be 100% sure. So let's just take this cover off real quick. pull this out here. Our house was pretty old. I think it was built in the 70s, early 70s. And that's why that our outlets do not have grounds. A lot of our newer appliances that we've put in, we have ran new wires to our updated breaker box and have ran grounds, but some of these other outlets don't have it. So that is why we're going to put the GFCI outlet in. Okay guys, I got my voltmeter out. I got one side attached with alligator clips. That way I don't have to hold both leads at the same time. So I'm just going to attach the alligator clip to the wire on one side, which would be, on this case, would be my neutral side. And I'm going to take my other lead and attach it and touch it on the other side. And I do in fact have 0 volts. So I'm going to take this off, turn this off. Let's go ahead and take this outlet off. Okay. Okay guys, so we're going to get ready to install our new outlet into this wall. So here's the one I'm going to be using right here. You can see it has 2 buttons on the center. And it has that because this is a GFCI outlet, which stands for Ground Fault Circuit Interrupter. So you're going to find these most commonly in your kitchen, outdoor outlets, in your bathroom where a lot of moisture or possible serious injury could happen. So what these do is detect any interruption in voltage or change in voltage that's going through the current from the outlet to your box. And any change, it'll automatically trip this outlet and no voltage will pass through this outlet to cause shock to you or what have you. So I am using these because I do not have a ground from the wiring that's in my older house here. So always check with your local building code and do your research, or if you have any doubt, contact an electrician. But in my case, I know that I can use this to meet code for my outlets that do not have a ground. Now, this outlet itself does have a ground on the bottom, so here's the sides. You have your neutral side on the left side here, and on the right side, the gold, as you can see, it's gold, is your hot side. Now, it does have a ground on the bottom, and that is for if you're putting this in, even in new wiring, if you're installing a kitchen or bathroom, like I said, you still pass through that ground because this will still detect voltage faster than traveling all the way back to your bathroom, or sorry, traveling back to your breaker box. One will still lessen the likelihood of causing a shock or serious injury to yourself in those 2 rooms. So let's go ahead and get ready to put this new outlet in here. Alright guys, so I'm going to straighten all these up because on this outlet, they're just pushed straight through the back here, and then they're just tightened up with the screw, and it draws it tight. So let me just straighten all these up real quick. sure you keep your orientation right. Okay, I'm gonna take my first lead, and so for outlets, just about all your outlets nowadays, you have screws on the left side that are silver. Sorry, you have screws on the left side like this that are silver, and on the right side, you have screws that are gold. Your screws that are gold on the right side are going to be for hot, and the screws that are going to the left are going to be for neutral. It's just something easy to remember. And how I've always remembered it. So let me take the first one, put it on the hot side. Tighten that down. It's always good when you're messing with a socket, an outlet rather, or when you're installing a new one, to do everything one at a time. Every wire one at a time. You don't want to get confused where you place stuff and have the possibility of hurting yourself. So I'm going to take the other hot wire, put it in the bottom. Okay, take my first neutral from the top left corner, put it in the top on the outlet. Okay, then we'll take our last neutral wire, stick it in the bottom, tighten it up. Okay, there we go. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're all lit up and ready to go. I'm going to take the lamp that we had plugged in previously from the other room and go ahead and unplug it so we can test this. So I'm going to plug it into our outlet. As you can see, we do have power. The light did come on. Now I'm going to take my finger, and there's two buttons on these outlets. You can see that we have one on top and one on the bottom. The one on top is your reset button. If this outlet ever trips, and when you finally get the source of why it tripped in the first place resolved, you can press that reset button in and it will allow power to flow through the outlet again. The button that's on the bottom is a test button for the outlet. You can click that to actually test your outlet. So we're going to test that now. So when I press this bottom button in here that says test, it should eliminate power and cut power to this outlet, and the lamp should go off. And as you can see, it did. And we have another light on the left side here that indicates that the outlet has been tripped and that the outlet is working properly. So we'll go ahead and press the reset button. The lamp should come back on. And as you can see, it does. So let me go ahead and unplug this lamp. We'll plug it back in here so we have some light. And I'm going to grab my screws for this cover, and we will go ahead and put this cover back on here and cover up this hole. All right, guys, so there you have it. Quick and easy. That's you install a GFCI outlet into your home or ground fault circuit interrupter. Remember, these are going to detect a voltage interruption, which is what is going to keep you from getting shocked faster than a regular outlet traveling all the way back to the breaker box and coming back to the outlet. So it's going to detect voltage interruption faster. So if you have kitchen and bath that do not have GFCI, there is cases where if you have an older home that you can be grandfathered in to not having GFCI, but when you start messing with those sockets, just about generally just everywhere you're going to have to upgrade those. So just check with your local building code so you know when you have to do it. But just remember, it's always good to have them because it's going to reduce the risk of you or your family getting shocked, or reduce the possibility of you getting shocked. So if you liked our video, please subscribe, please hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you know when we post new videos. From the Craft family, have a blessed day, and we hope to see you again in the next video. Hey guys, I'd just like to take a quick minute and put a shout out to Get Music, that is GITT Music. I'll have a link to their SoundCloud down below. This beat that was actually on my video is actually produced by James Caesar, which is one of the producers with Get Music. So please go check them out and let them know what you think. Until next time.